But many experts say the big increase in overall house building that's needed will only come when the economy recovers. Mike Sargent, BBC News.
Well, we can speak to Martin Roberts now, who presents the BBC property programme Homes Under the Hammer. He joins us from our studio in Newcastle. Very good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Sophie.
And what do you think then of these plans?
Well, I'm very concerned. I mean, I travel the country and I see properties and I see the kind of disasters that people build with the current permitted development rules, building totally ill-conceived carbuncles on the back of their properties. And the idea that you're taking away another level of protection really frightens me. We're talking about doubling the size of something you can build on the back of your house without getting planning permission, from 3 metres or 4 metres if it's a detached property to 6 metres or 8 metres. Now imagine if your next door neighbour just suddenly decided they were going to build a single-storey extension that was 8 metres long in the garden next to your house, and there was nothing you could do about it. Single storey, maybe made of breeze blocks, has a bright pink roof, windows overlooking your garden. There's nothing you can do. Now, the planning permission is there for a purpose. We've all had run-ins with the planners, but you know what? They're trying to protect the architectural the solidity of the UK, and also trying to protect damage which could be done to neighbours of properties that might have these things built in them. So I think I'm very concerned that people will take this opportunity and misuse it.
How many people do you think are going to take this opportunity, though? I mean, you speak to people in the housing world all the time. Do you think there's many people out there who are going to go yippee and bring forward work that they were planning to do much later after getting planning permission?
Yes, because in some cases especially, they might think, well, I'm never going to get that passed through planning. I mean, to take it to its extreme, imagine a neighbour from hell who just decides to do something like this out of spite and does build that carbuncle right next to your house. It's a nightmare. And, you know, yes, planning needs to be there. It's there for a reason. And it seems to me like this is a bit of an ill-conceived plan that's been put together on the back of an envelope. And I really hope that when the consultation process goes through, that people actually take a step back and say, what will this do to the architectural history of this country? We look back at the monstrosities that were built in the 1960s and we say, how could they have allowed those carbuncles to be built? Well, I think in this 3-year period they're proposing, people will look back in the future, my children, your children, and say, how on earth, Mum, Dad, did you allow that to happen? What next? A conservatory on Stonehenge?
I know it's sort of not your area of expertise, but on the flip side, if people are going to take advantage of this, as you think they might, do you think it's going to do anything to boost the economy?
Yes, I mean, people are doing building works, they're employing builders, and builders are having a really tough time at the moment, so that's fantastic. But let's try and just take things in perspective and not just throw all these planning regulations, which have been there for years, just completely out of the equation. You know, there's other ways to stimulate economy, and I'd like to see, say, the VAT that's paid on building materials, or DIY materials, or that you have to pay your builder. Reduce that by a half. But, you know, it worked for the motor industry when they reduced VAT on new cars, so why can't it work for the building industry? Let's reduce the VAT levels, or rather reduce the VAT amount, say, on building works, on DIY materials, and then people would go out and the stuff that they're actually having to pay would be less. But come on, let's try and protect this beautiful country and the buildings we have in it.
OK, Martin Roberts, very good to talk to you. Thank you.